Good evening, traders. This is Kozaveni coming to you on Monday, April the 18th with a look at Amzn and CCK trades that we're in. I will speak to why we're in each in a moment. And just want to let you know that we're brought to you by Day Trading Radio, where we can see the futures are right around where we closed, 1297.75. Apple's trading 331.35, and Texas Instruments is at 34.25. Anyway, as I mentioned, the trade that I'm very interested in is Amzn. We got into this once before on this descending channel, as you may remember, on this candle here, the 23rd of March. We had a MACD cross, we had the stochastics oversold and turned, and the rest is looking pretty good. So we got out of it. When we punched out to this area, took some off at the upper trend line, and the only reason that trend line was parallel, by the way, is because we took these 2 points and use that as a parallel line to look at what might possibly be a descending channel. So we actually blew through that, and the trade went from the April 160 calls going for $5.10 when we entered. At the high, they were trading at $25.35. So we peeled some off before then, but there were a few left of you that got out at $25.35. Well, this being the first good entry on a 3-point setup, 1, 2, 3, that defines possibility of a channel or a wedge or whatever pattern. The upper trend line being parallel, as I mentioned, and a retest of same. This is your second entry area that becomes a good location for a start. Okay. Only caveat on the daily is the stochastics are moving lower. I'm looking for this to continue with bounce. We got something of a hammer today. I would like to see that close positive, but we did get into it during the day. I got in the after hours right on this candle here. I came back from the gym and West Tex had mentioned it to me, and I got into it a little bit higher than these guys did. They got in right around 175, but I took the calls anyway. They traded up nicely into the close, so I'm holding on to this. What I was looking at was this punch down through the Bollinger Bands on the 30. I was looking for a close above this candle. Didn't happen. Another close down. Looking for another close up. Didn't happen. This one came close. Then we fell off. Okay, but we didn't punch back down through it. So I'm starting to see that there was strength here. So this is where I would have started to enter had I not been in the gym. Well, this candle here got close to closing above, and then finally we got 2 candles. Okay, so if you were waiting for this to confirm, you missed a dollar move. If you were early, you took the stochastic entry. So there's a couple of things playing out here in terms of where do you enter. Okay, being that we tested the lower trend line and we didn't break down, this would have been a good entry. We didn't hit the lower Bollinger Band, and we started to look very good. I used the 15-minute for my entry. I got in right on this candle here when we pushed back up above the 10 EMA. This is showing as the 8, but it's actually the 10, what I like to use. Okay, sometimes I use the 8, but that being as it may, the CCK we also got into. Again, oversold stochastics on the 15:30. I looked at multiple time frames. It looked good. Midday. Okay, we got the cross on the hourly as well. On the daily, Johnny was looking at this as a ascending triangle and a breakout. We didn't get that. We may get it tomorrow. It's earnings after the close, so we'll be monitoring this closely. I have a small position. I only have 5 May 38, so they're way away from my stop, which I had below the low of the previous day's candle. We actually dropped down and I got in this area here on this candle when we moved back up above the 50 or the 200, excuse me. And I used the 15-minute for my entry as we move back up above the 10. Okay, so now we're overbought. I'm looking for this to, as this flag here continues to punch out a little bit higher tomorrow, being this earnings after the close, as I mentioned. So what I'll be looking for is maybe a buck on the options, and I'll take them off prior to earnings and maybe get back in if we get momentum pushing out of this. But notice the Bollinger Bands on the daily are starting to, they're compressing, but they may, look for these to open up, okay, to give me a signal that might be able to stay with the trade till the end of the close. One of my thoughts was I don't want to be in these particular calls with the profit that I'm currently have on the books to get away from me. So I'm just swinging this one day. Okay. So that is CCK and Amazon. So you can see we're in a nice trend. So I'll be taking these off tomorrow, more than likely. All right. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Remember to take profits on the way up and use your stops. Take care.